Hey y'all, this is Mike. Welcome to Raider Dog Ranch. On the channel today, I wanted to do a little quick product review of a pocket knife that I've grown to really like. This is a Kershaw Static. So the Static is a cleaver style pocket knife. Pretty small, very concealable EDC. That's what I tend to like in my EDCs. I don't like the bigger knives, they just take up too much space. So I'm always looking for something that's pretty small but pretty functional. So let's get into this little Kershaw and I'll tell you what I like about it and what I don't like about it. The measurements for this knife, closed, it's about 3 3/4 of an inch, maybe a little less. Opened, it's going to go longer than this little ruler, probably around the 7-inch mark. And the blade itself is about 3 inches. The width is about a little more than 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch. And the width with the blade closed is about 1.5 inches at the highest point right there. The weight of the knife is 116 grams or 4 ounces. This knife has, you can see right here on the blade, it's 8CR13 MOV, so that's a 0.8% carbon blade. That's a pretty standard economy blade mix from what I've seen. That is the same makeup of an AUS 8 steel. This is the Chinese marking of an AUS 8 steel. The grip, I would say the grip back here fits my hand pretty well, but even better if I come up to this finger hold on the front. It gives you a little bit of a textured grip here on the back of the blade, so that's a very comfortable hold on the blade that you have to be able to work with it. So that extension of the finger hold and the thumb grip really makes it a pretty comfortable knife. There's a frame locking mechanism. You can see the frame bends in when the blade releases. And the blade is on ball bearings, so it makes it a really nice smooth action to release. That's probably one of my favorite things about this blade. You can fidget with this a lot. And the weight of this cleaver style blade really makes that action even that much more satisfying. It just throws it out because you got a lot of weight in this blade. So let's talk about a cleaver. Why would you usually have a cleaver? Well, traditionally, they are kitchen knives and they're designed for cutting through heavy material, even bone. Obviously, you're not going to be doing that with this knife. There's just no weight, no leverage to it. And if you were to try to hit down on this, you're actually going to hit your hands before you're going to hit the blade. Normally, cleaver blades come down deeper than the handle. So, I mean, honestly, as a cleaver, these aren't really that functional, let's be honest. But it still makes for a good pocket knife. So, and it's actually a little safer than some of the standard blades or the drop points or anything like that, Tontos, because the blade's a little less dangerous. So if you know you're not going to be doing any poking or stabbing, this might be a better mix for you. And it creates a very solid blade all the way through. You're not going to get weakness at the front because you have a solid thick blade all the way to the end. And as I mentioned, it carries a lot of weight in that blade as well. What I find myself using EDCs for regularly are just, simple tasks like opening boxes, cutting up cardboard, maybe cutting twine, working around the yard with things like gardening and things like that. So it's not really a heavy duty use. So I don't need a high quality blade, something that I don't mind getting torn up. And this really fits into that category. So what's my opinion of this knife? I don't think it really works as a cleaver. Obviously, it's not going to chop anything, but I got to admit, I really like the extra weight on the blade. It gives it a nice balance. I don't feel like it takes away from anything, that it doesn't have a sharp point, at least for what I usually use a knife for. And it's a really fun change up to your typical EDC. So I'm a fan of it. I think I like it a lot. I tend to pick this one up often when I'm putting a knife in my pocket. So I really like it. It's a fun one to fidget with. It slides really nicely. And yeah, I'm a fan.